Hey everybody, and welcome to As the World Works. I got my buddy and former colleague Sam Pruitt with Site Selection Group here in Dallas, Texas, but serves clients globally and specifically call centers, right?
That's correct. Yeah. Call centers, BPO, headquarters, kind of call it our white collar business practice.
Right. So tell me a little bit about Site Selection Group. And we worked together at Trammell Crow many years ago
Yeah.
and have been fast friends ever since.
Yeah. We left at the last downturn. That's how long ago it was.
That's right. So tell me what formed Site Selection Group. You guys were tenant rep guys over at Trammell Crow, and you and a few guys started this company. And tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah. It was 2006, 2007. It was the last economy downturn, and we left Trammell Crow and started Site Selection Group and didn't look back. And we've continue to grow, a couple people every year, and headquartered based here in Dallas. So we've got a partner in New York, partner in Austin. We've got another location in Greenville. So we're growing nicely, and we'll continue to do so. And it's been a good ride and a good 10 plus years.
Yeah, you guys are crushing it. Who are some of y'all's clients? And some that you deal with directly?
Yeah, I mean, our clients, they run the gamut. I mean, on our call center side, we have a lot of third-party outsourcers that you probably haven't heard of, but work with, the top, and have worked with the top probably 5 to 10 globally. And then, a lot of smaller firms from collections to tech support to financial services, healthcare. And then the corporate users, one of the recent ones we're working with for the past 3 years has been T-Mobile. So we've been active with existing projects, renewals, and then also with their Sprint merger that just got approved here. So it's been keeping us pretty busy.
So what is if someone was trying to get into that world, say just out of college, and what advice what advice would you what's the skill set? What is kind of like the basic skill set someone needs to get into your line of work?
We're probably a little non-traditional brokerage. So, we hire actually a lot more labor analytics, GIS background. That's what we've been more focused on. We've hired mathematicians, but just if you're just the pure more real estate kind of focus, we've hired from backgrounds of real estate backgrounds, finance background, but mostly it's for our team with the labor analytics, it's been more. In the past, it's been more GIS, geography, kind of more analytical.
Yeah,
so we're so heavily focused on the analytics side, more so than just real estate.
Yeah. So King White, he's a partner too, the owner, president
president of our group, of our company, and it's on our team. There's the three partners, founding partners originally. Myself, Brett, and King, and then we've got they're kind of split up on the real estate side and the labor analytics side, which Brett runs our labor analytics group.
He's up in New York, right?
Right, correct.
So King, you guys do a lot of publishing articles, things like that. I've seen on LinkedIn that you're kind of on the forefront, your fingers on the pulse of trends in call center specifically, but real estate in general. And I've read recently a lot of optimism, in light of today's market. There's a lot of optimism in your space. And what do you think drives that? Let me back up. I worked with you guys for a couple of years, several years ago, and there was a call center that we worked on together in Tennessee. And at that point, that area had, I think, 37% unemployment, right? So you guys worked with the specific client on incentives and were able to really capitalize on a market opportunity because the labor was just the perfect fit, right? And the location and everything else. So did those factors play into how you guys go out and site select?
Yeah, for sure. So it depends on the client. We're searching for a site, what their skill sets need, what their needs are for their skill sets, and what wages they want to pay and what they can afford. And then we kind of match that up to our analytics on the labor market and our how we're viewing it and what the numbers show. And we'll pick it. We'll go from, there's over 900 MSAs that we start with, and we pare it down from there with our analytics and go down to a short list of markets that we would normally, before all this COVID hit, normally go out and tour several markets, tour the buildings, and bring in the economic development groups, start talking about incentives, tour real estate, meet with other local employers. So it's kind of a process. Unemployment rates and things like that all play into the picture. So
you're I guess until recently, you and I could never really connect and have some barbecue and things like that because you're on the road a lot.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was.
Yeah. So what is that just touring, looking at different markets for different clients? Is that what kind of?
Yeah, everything I just described. So what we would be going with the client to the market, helping them kind of boots on the ground, kind of. It's one thing is when you have the desktop analysis. The other thing, when you actually tour the building, meet the companies that are there, find out what the challenges are. Can you really pay these wages? Are the people really here? Does the city have the vision? Or do they have business-minded people that really want this company to come to town? And so that's what you uncover when you're touring. So, talk to somebody face to face and find out if it really makes sense, and then make your decisions. More informed to make these decisions, because it's a big decision when you're bringing, could be upward from 250 to 500 jobs plus in a market. So,
and you have deals going right now, right?
We do. There's still multiple deals. I would say this COVID has definitely affected across the country, a lot of people in our industry. Because I think everybody's kind of just waiting to see what happens, kind of hitting the pause button. But we still have deals. There's still expiration dates. I think the question is, when is it gonna, when can you get back out there and start touring? We've been doing a lot of virtual tours, and which is helpful, but it's still, you really need to get to the site and walk around.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's talk about you for a second. So how did you, coming from San Diego area, California, first off, why'd you leave? I think I know the answer to that. But second, you were like a surfer, right?
I was, yeah. I think, when you grow up there, it's a great place to live. The weather's great. There's so many things to do. I still have a lot of family back there. I go travel. But it's just like anywhere else, it's fun to go. I just wanted to see what else was out there. So moved all the way over to Chicago. Well, first Phoenix, Chicago, and then back to here in Texas. That I've been here for 15, 16 years now. So it's getting to be longer, almost as long as one of the longest places I've stayed in at any one time.
What do you think the one in your tenure? It's 20 plus years now, right? What do you think the one big dramatic change has been, besides the economy, or maybe that drives things? But what do you think? Is it technology or? Well, I'm not going to answer for you. What do you think the biggest change has been, that has been an improvement or made things more competitive in your market?
For our industry, I think technology. You know, when we first started doing this, we had to build a lot of the data that it was all geared towards retail. We had to kind of convert that to the labor piece, and I think that the data is, at least in the U.S., it's still pretty hard to get some of this apples to apples data in these other countries, because the way it's collected here is a lot easier for us. But I think the access to data and the availability to that data and being able to analyze it, I think that has changed dramatically since we first started this. It's gotten more mature, and I think it could be maybe seen as a barrier of entry to try to get into the market a little bit, but as it's becoming easier and easier to get and analyze, it's making it more competitive too, I believe.
So smart wins.
Yeah.
Technology. Speaking of, we're going to wrap this up on As the World Works. Appreciate you being here. If people want to connect with you, I'll share your LinkedIn profile. But if someone wanted to get in touch with you and is a potential customer, or just has questions kind of about the market, kind of about what you do, would you be open to sharing your information?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Sites, just basically, if you want to email me, sprewitt@siteselectiongroup.com, and everything's on there. And
you can go to siteselectiongroup.com to get a full picture of what you guys are all about, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for joining us, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's good to see you.
You too.
Hopefully we'll get together soon and have a beer.
That's right. Soon
All right,
as
brother.
we can. See, absolutely.
All right. Thanks, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Later.